Hello and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars, where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. My name is Hannah, and I'm here with my co-host Exquisite. How are you today?
I'm good, Hannah. How are you? How are
I
you?
I'm so excited because we are doing a little bonus episode before we hop back into Evermore, where we are going to be talking about how Taylor Swift is now the youngest inductee into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and that's crazy.
Oh, my Shayla.
And
My Shayla.
she got nominated because she's been in the industry for 20 years, and she
Mm-hmm.
had to submit basically a slate of songs for which she should be
Mm-hmm.
considered. And so, uh, do you want
Mm-hmm.
to read the five songs, Exquisite? Do you have that pulled up?
Yes, I do. Okay. So she decided that her choices were all 10-minute version, blank space, anti-hero, love story, and the last great American dynasty. And she was like, this shows my range. This is what I want to hear. And the governing body heard those opening chords to Love Story and they're like, yes, immediately, yes. Like this isn't even like we don't even have to guess on this one.
Yeah, I think this is a really great breadth of songs. Let's take turns doing little observations. So one is that it clearly shows the longevity of her career. Love Story, the breakout hit from her second album, Fearless, the most awarded country album of all time, by the way,
Mm-hmm,
all the way
mm-hmm,
to The Last Great American Dynasty. I'm sorry, to Antihero, which is on Midnights. And then
mm-hmm.
if you also include the All Too Well 10-minute version, right? Like that's part of the re-recording process. So you really
Yeah,
get a big range of songs.
yeah, yeah. I especially love I love this range because one, it's like one song from every album of the year winning album.
I
And
love
then
that.
and then this song that was like a re-recording that shows she can one cut down a song because you have to keep all too well in mind when you think the 10-minute version, but it also shows that when she extends a song she has even more she wants to say, so it's like shows her skills as an editor too. She's like, I can self edit, but when I show y'all what I can do, like I can go on for 10 minutes and
Yep.
it still like doesn't feel like it's dragging, like look at me.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, the album of the year winning albums are Love Story, Fearless, uh, Blank Space, 1989, Folklore, The Last Great American Dynasty. I switched the order for that anyway, and then Antihero, Midnights. And All Too Well 10-minute version is a Grammy-winning song in that it won Best
Yep,
Music Video.
exactly, exactly. Should have won song of the year, but she lost because of woke again.
It was like a was it?
Someone won a career
Yeah, it's like yeah,
Grammy
yeah,
over her.
yeah. She should have won that. But in any case, yeah, it shows another, I think, interesting thing that this shows is the, I guess this is obvious, but it shows the emotional depth she can write in her songs. All Too Well, obviously, Heartbreak Anthem. Blank Space is a satirical song
Mhm,
that's
mhm,
very funny, but also a pop song. Incredible.
mhm.
Antihero is the self deprecating, self
Self-recrimination,
loathing.
yeah.
Love Story being, she loves writing about love songs. Like that, it is what it is.
Yeah, and, like, the most purest love song ever.
Yeah, to literally rewrite Shakespeare, iconic.
Yep.
And finally, The Last Great American Dynasty, where she does the story
It's her
twist
third
at the
choice in
end.
storytelling,
Yeah,
yeah.
storytelling with a twist. The
Yep,
country
yep,
music
yep.
twist where I'm the son of the murderer or whatever.
Exactly, exactly, and it shows that she can externalize. It's like, with Blank Space, she was like, "Yeah, I'm writing a story, but it's also really about me," and with Last Great American Dynasty, she's like, "Yeah, I'm writing a story, but it's also really about me, but even more so."
Yeah,
Like, I'm telling you a story.
yeah.
It's very fun. It's a great choice.
Yeah, and
Great
people
choice.
are always saying, "Oh, Taylor Swift only writes breakup songs." And if you just show them just these five songs, you could be like, "She wrote one." Right? Like right, like these other ones are showcasing, even the ones that you said are about her, which they are, right? Like Blank Space, The Last Great American Dynasty. They also show what it's like to be a woman, for example, to
Mhm.
be, that woman, right? Gosh, what is it? Rebecca. Gosh, what are the lyrics? Where she's? Oh, she had a marvelous time ruining everything. right?
Yeah.
She's like this crazy woman that everyone always talks down about her.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think it really shows how talented she is at taking personal and making it specific, and that
Hmm.
being relatable.
No, exactly. Exactly. You're so wise, Hannah. Yeah, she takes the personal and makes it big. And
Hmm.
she takes the big and makes it the big and the extreme and makes it personal, because not everyone can relate to Rebecca Harkness, right? But they can relate to a feeling of being ostracized, moved to a new town, and like everybody saying you're too loud and too much, and finding comfort in the stories around you, which is Last Great American Dynasty is even about.
Yeah. So, and also, guess this kind of goes in with her doing it in multiple album of the years, but the fact that these are different genres is also crazy.
Ugh, she's just so good at it. She's so good at it. And today, me and Hannah wanted to kind of start at the beginning and looking at like, oh, this is why it was chosen. So we want to start, obviously with Love Story. And it does make me sad that on this podcast we cannot play the songs for you, because Love Story, like, you get this 16-year-old who on Fearless the album, she created such infectious melodies. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where did you come up with that? And you really see that, and you see that all over Fearless, where she's like on debut, like she was like, I'm just getting started, and then Fearless, she's like, see, look, I can get something stuck in your head, and I know how to like hijack your brain with a melody. And a lot of people forget, like, songwriting is not just words, it's the melody and the rhythm, and she did all of that as well.
Hmm.
Great. Great.
It was an incredible usage of adapting a well-known story and then giving it that twist and that key change, which again, songwriting, that made it
Mm-hmm.
everyone want to talk about it. Because what 16-year-old wouldn't hear the story of Romeo and Juliet and say, that sucks. Like, let's not do that. Let's have them get back together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She wanted to give them a happy ending, right? And I just love that, like, you hear Taylor said it every time she came out on Era's stage, and she's like, who wants to go back to high school with me?
Hmm.
Um, and it's like, yeah, immediate nostalgia. I think like the choice probably from the Fearless album was between Fearless the song and Love Story the song.
Oh, I see. I can see that.
And
Okay.
it's like both of them are like, how did she create the greatest melody ever constructed ever, first try? And she does it multiple times all over that album. But with Love Story, it's immediately opening up. We're looking at the lyrics. We were both young when I first saw you. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hello is absolutely correct. Yeah, she is the one and only songwriter for the song Love Story. If you don't know, the background is she wrote it in 20 minutes in her bedroom, and it's it's perfect. It's a perfect love song, country love song that crossed over into pop and basically made her a star.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it just has that, like, you can really see the beginnings of Taylor as we know her in this song. Like, you have that like desire for escape, like Taylor as a musician, like she is creating stories of like imaginings of what will happen. Like, she even said this isn't really based on much of anything other than the fact that she was like, dad said I can't date someone, let me go write a song about it. It's like the baby version of what would soon become But Daddy I Love Him.
Mm.
um
I will say there are some
so,
parallels
yeah.
there. Speaking of that,
But
I
like,
think there's a
yeah,
lot of parallels that this song has, right? Memories is a huge thing that comes over and over again. Throwing pebbles, there's a lot of throwing pebbles, throwing stones that'll
mhm,
happen. Yeah, Romeo, take me. All there's left to do is run. Very like Daddy, I love him.
mhm,
Right, floor through the fences. Um, yeah, she. I would even say this has a lot of parallels to Cruel Summer. Right, snuck in through the
mhm.
garden gate, so I sneak out to the garden
Yep.
to see you. This is a song where she found these metaphors and this imagery, and then she keeps pulling at them and finding more and more layers for the rest of her songwriting
Mhm.
career.
Yeah. I think there's also the bridge introduces this kind of melancholy that feels like out of place for a song that a 16-year-old wrote. Like the I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming along. Like my faith in you was fading, wondering if you were coming around. My fault. Oh my God. Take away my 60 bars. My faith in you was fading when I met you on the outskirts of town. So we immediately get this little glimmers, and I shouldn't say glimmer, that's the wrong word, of fatalism that immediately turns to hope, where she's like, let me go confront, let's have a confrontation. And it's happening on Love Story. And then the confrontation changes because if you remember Romeo and Juliet, they don't really get to meet each other on the outskirts of town because Juliet pretends to be dead, and then they meet and then they die. Boom.
Yep.
Here she changes the confrontation to like, what if they do get to talk and they get to run away and be together?
Yes. It's beautiful. And it's a love story, baby. Just say yes. And the Songwriters Hall of Fame said yes.
Yeah. They heard he knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, and we're like, yes, yes, yes. And there's something about like, she doesn't use any easy like rhyme schemes in this. Like, we were both young when I first saw you. Close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there. Where's the rhyme?
Mm-hmm.
Until it goes on a balcony in summer air.
Yep,
And
she
then the
like
way she
right at the end. I love it.
yeah, she's so good. And I just like, I feel so nostalgic for Fearless and debut because I'm like, this was her beginnings of like developing, and Love Story is an important part of that development as a songwriter.
100%. What a song. Congratulations, Taylor, for the self-written perfection. All right, so what's the next
First
song?
try. Oh, that's probably why she felt like she didn't need to pick a song from Speak Now, because
It was self-written.
Love Story is self-written.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh my gosh, incredible.
And then we jump all the way to Blank Space.
Because we are skipping over Red, the song from Red, all too well 10-minute version, because we're gonna do the re-recorded 10-minute version. So we are gonna go to Blank Space, a crafted pop song, right? We had this country girl in her bedroom writing, and now we have her with the biggest pop producer, Max Martin and Shellback, making Blank Space. And so, as many of you know, Taylor was seen as she dates guys, she'll write a song about you, all these things. And she was like, well, if you want me to be that persona, let's play with that. And so this song was born.
Yeah. And I think because it was so successful, everyone tends to forget just how much of a risk it was to do something like this. Like, she kind of already shocked everybody because she released Shake It Off and everybody's like, where's the acoustic guitar, Taylor? And then she's like, ready for pop masterpiece? I'm about to show you guys something. And she picks Blank Space. And I think the reason she picked Blank Space instead of Style is because Blank Space lyrically, she is doing a little bit more than Style, in that this is like one of her first times of embodying a type of persona, which she will continue to later do lyric wise further down the line. But Blank Space is one of her first times being like, I think I am going to take what a lot of people are saying about me and like own it and embody it. And it was nice to meet you. Where you been? Like,
what a opener, right? Like, she's literally introducing herself as this persona. And in an interview in GQ in 2015, she said it was like a satirical, self-referential nod to the media perception of her image as a, quote, a girl who's crazy but seductive, but glamorous but nuts but manipulative, end quote. And so she had admitted she felt personally attacked by the media for a long time before realizing, quote, it was kind of hilarious, end quote.
And you can, I think Taylor of today would take less offense if you were like, this is a lot more personal than you let on. And the reason I think this is because we have Slut now, thanks to the re-recordings.
Correct.
back then she was very adamant, like, I'm just playing a character, like, isn't that a hilarious character? And we know from, like, also Antihero that she's like, ooh, maybe I am like a man eater terrible person. Like she's like but here she's like coming at it from a satirical angle, which I think gave her enough distance to be able to write this song and not internalize anything. Um and so I think it's very interesting to see her approach this like man eater from this angle, because she has other where she's kind of like a man eater, whereas first of all, I'm the bolter. Like you see, I'm gonna play with them. Like the bolter is kind of blank space, but if it was sincere.
Oh yeah, different font.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I will say these song lyrics had the Instagram girlies in a chokehold.
It had me in a
Right?
chokehold.
How many times did you see I can make the bad guys good for a weekend? Right? Um,
Literally,
right?
nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bios everywhere. Actually, we could go line by line and be like, I saw that on Instagram. I saw that on Instagram. Like every line is so sharp and well constructed. I'm
So
dying to
good.
see how this one ends.
Yeah, I've got a blank space, baby. Pen click, and I'll write your name. Boys
Like,
only want love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't. Say I didn't warn you. Maybe, yeah.
grab your passport and my hand.
Yes.
That
Oh my god.
everybody who was traveling posting it was everywhere.
And
And
that's
it was
why,
serious.
and it's so serious. And I think that just shows how meticulously uh, detailed she was with every single lyric to make it as sharp as the character she was playing. Right, like a cat eye sharp. What did she say in Vigilante shit?
Sharp enough to kill a man, draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a
Yeah,
man.
and she draw a cat eye sharp enough for every single line in this song.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, madness,
Cherry
heaven, sin
lips,
is
crystal sky,
crazy.
magic, madness, heaven, sin. Like, listen, so much of it is just so much. It's just so much because all of it is like, I can't think of the word when you have like two things that are diametrically opposed in one line.
Like a
Like,
paradox?
yeah, they and there's another word for it, but
Juxtaposition.
it's
I
just
don't know.
yes, the juxtaposition that's of the like kind of couplets of lines she's doing because we're young and we're reckless.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave you breathless or with a nasty scar. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna
oh
be
my,
forever or it's gonna go down in flames. Yeah, the
nightmare just like
juxtaposition
a
is crazy.
daydream. It's all just so good because I love the players and you love the game.
Yeah,
It's just and what's funnier and not funny, haha, but like funny, like genuinely seriously. This is like genuinely cool that she was able to do this. Is that she literally was like, I'm gonna write the best pop song ever. Watch this. And then did it multiple times over on 1989.
yeah,
Like she said, if I'm gonna switch to pop, I have to make something that is so undeniable. People are just gonna have to deal with it. And then she did.
yeah.
Got a blank space baby, and I'll write your name. And they heard that pin click, and they said, "Yeah, write that down." Like
With the pen that we're holding.
exactly.
Yeah, I think this song won over the critics very like Shake It Off. I feel like critics were kind of like, what is she doing? Does she know what she's doing? Is this a little vapid? Even though she was very self-deprecating in that song too and very self-aware,
Hmm.
it was easier for them to kind of be like, or in general, to be like, okay, like, is this really gonna work? And then Blank Space kind of smacked them all upside the head to be like, yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
especially because the criticism of a lot of her work was that it was like, especially from Red, is that it was sprawling and all over the place. And she said, I can be really tight and really succinct. Watch this.
yeah, yeah. It
Got a long list of ex-lovers. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's so easy to sing. The Bridge Boys only like want love when it's
Boys
torture,
only want love if it's torture.
and the
Like
way
the way she
she,
started the song. Yeah.
yeah, the way she sings it and just drags out those syllables is phenomenal. It's a pop performance, and I think she really did like taking something that people used to criticize her and make fun of it, and it
Mhm.
100% worked.
Yeah, yeah. I think was this like one of the first time? I think it was like the first time where she's like, "This is what they criticize me for. I'm going to embody instead of rejecting it."
Yeah,
Because like with me, she was rejecting it, and
right.
she was like,
I'm gonna be
You're talking
better
about
and
how I
bigger. Yeah.
move. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna move to New York. 1989, she's like, actually, I'm gonna move to New York, and actually, I am New York. Actually, if you didn't know, like, of course, of course, I'm a man eater. Of course.
Yeah. It was fantastic. Love this song. Yeah, this is why she chose it. Probably because all of them used her lyrics as Instagram captions at some point. Um, so we love that for you, Taylor. All right, next song on our list is, are we going to folklore now?
Yeah, we're on Last Great American Dynasty, um, which I think is an interesting choice because I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, she kind of has done the Last Great American Dynasty thing already. She did it on Red, but she already had a Red song. And I don't think people respected it when she did it on Red.
For Starlight?
When she did it, not with, yes, Starlight, but I'm talking about the Lucky One.
Oh, I see.
Um,
I see. Yes.
nobody respected her pen. So she said, you know what? I'm gonna do it again for folklore when I'm explicitly telling people this is me zooming out to write short stories in song. So I'm gonna tell you a folk tale about Rebecca Harkness, who used to own my house.
Yes. Taylor's house, not Exquisite's house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something about her for this song. The reason why I think she chose it, because it's a little more zoomed out than the Lucky One.
Hmm.
It's and she kind of writes a song about America. Not to reuse the word from the title, but it really puts her in like, hey, like I'm not just a singer songwriter about my life, although that is perfectly valid and important, but I also can do I can be a songwriter for a generation or for
Hmm.
our country's culture. Not to be all patriotic or anything, but there is something about wanting to speak to the experience of our zeitgeist, I guess.
Yeah, or especially when she kind of is putting herself in a lineage of loud women and
Yes.
of like and of disruptive women. She's not dating herself because to date yourself is like show how old you are, but she is like being like I am following in a tradition and this is one of the women who I'm going to explicitly name who I follow. And then it's really funny because this comes back up on TTPD where she puts herself in a lineage of women on Clara Bow. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, Clara Bow, it girl. Stevie Nicks, it girl. Taylor Swift, it girl. Like, listen, I am not, she basically is like, I am not one of a kind. I am one of many
Mm-hmm.
in that, in that type of discussion and she of course like with the Lucky One she's done it before but here she's like let me get really really specific because the Lucky One was kind of like vague because it's like she could be talking about Marilyn Monroe, she could not, she was just like doing any of the women in Hollywood, right, who people called lucky and had their names in lights. Here she's like let's get very specific, you guys are going to look up who Rebecca Harkness is after I'm done.
Yeah, and I feel like when she was writing about being famous or being a loud woman in The Lucky One and growing up in the limelight, I think she was still so stuck in it.
Hmm.
Not stuck in it, but like she was literally living it. We do know she wrote Nothing New, which gave an even more personal and painful portrayal of what that felt like. I think this version gave her even more of that hindsight that made it even more powerful. And she's really leaned into it versus being so afraid of it, of being, 22 and up post
Yeah,
love.
and then yeah. And when we look at this song, like if you just look at how the lyrics are written out, there are so many words. And it's like a jump from the first two songs we looked at where it's like she's kind of being seen like Love Story, she was like obviously adding details, but then you get into Last Great American Dynasty, and she's using so much like a lot of figurative language going on,
Yeah.
like she's like letting us know it was sunny. It was a salt box house instead of her house on the coast. She's like, it's a salt box house. Middle class divorcee, gauche. Like she's like being very descriptive while explaining what's going on in this song.
And this song, we talked a little bit about how she was clever in Blank Space and maybe a little leaned into the humor, but this song is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, there's so many little moments where like I'll do like a big smile, and you know, the detail of she stole his dog and dyed it key lime green. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Look,
um,
look,
flying in her
yeah.
bitch pack friends. Like there is so much
It's
joy
that
in this
Prince
song.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and it's also like the way she packs the tragedy because you can tell that Rebecca loved Bill
Yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that she puts the tragedy right at the beginning. They picked out a home called the Holiday House. Their parties were tasteful, if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault. His heart gave out. Like she is like breaking down this woman from this third person point of view, and like showing like there was a sadness there, and then in order to cope with sadness, she flew out all her friends and set Rhode Island on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing we have to point out about this song is that it is an Aaron Dessner produced track.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing that we should have pointed out. Each track has a different producer,
Yep.
right? More or
I
less.
think so, yeah. More or less. Wasn't
I guess All
All
Too
Too
Well
Well
10 Minute has
is a
Jack.
team.
But I
Jack
would say
and
that's,
Aaron, right?
yeah. Does it also have Aaron? I think. Oh, okay. We'll look that up when we get to it. But right,
Yeah.
this is the first one with Aaron, and the drum beat that this song starts out with, and how it matches the storytelling. It really sounds like she's on a train headed to this Saltbox house, and even in the Eras tour, she had a train literally in the background behind the folklore
Mm-hmm.
cottage,
Mm-hmm.
and to me that train actually propels that story into the present. Like it's not just a physical train; it becomes a metaphorical train where it
Mm-hmm.
brings her into Taylor's world and then into our world.
Yep.
And it matches so well. Taylor even said in, I think, Long Pond or somewhere, that she wanted to write the story of Rebecca Harkness because clearly she loved it. That's why she bought the house. And once she heard this beat that Aaron wrote, she was like, "That's it, we got this."
Yep. 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 And it shows like again, like she can work with so many different producers and they can all bring out something different in her and she can bring out something different in them. Um And there's something about the way she rhymes on this, like her flow switches. Like people don't realize this. She was being Tay Rapper, if you will. She was Tay Pac. Tapak Shakur, if you will. Because again, like Rebecca gave up on the Rhode Island set forever, flew in her bitch back friends from the city, and then she goes fill the pool with champagne and swam with the big names and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet. And then she just pops in and losing on card game bets with Dolly. Like, how did she make all that flow?
That's I think one of my favorite little bits of folklore is that uh, verse. It's
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful. It's so great. Gatsby. She's referenced that in like
Mm-hmm.
this is why we can't have nice things. Blew through the money on the boys in the ballet is incredible, both rhythmically and with the alliteration of the B's. It's and then it's phenomenal. I will say I was scrolling
Yeah.
through Wikipedia. This song, the critics drooled, salivated over this song.
Like
Like
they were gagging.
yeah, I think because this, like I was saying, like we both actually said earlier about how she's putting her, this is putting her in Americana, this is putting her in line of all these women who, and they all saw like, oh yeah, this fits seamlessly into that.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was on a gajillion end of the year lists, even though it was not a single, right? It is
Yep.
very indie. It is, but and so many people recognize her return back to kind of her quote unquote country roots with the storytelling, with the reveal at the end that it was me or I bought the house. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes. And the thing about it that was like so is she slides seamlessly into first person. And the reason she's able to do this is because when she started the song, she starts it in third.
Yes.
And so she's going there, they, Rebecca gave up, and they said, and then she just slides 50 years is a long time. Holiday house set quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, their men and bad habits, and then it was bought by me. Who knows if I never showed up, what could have been? Like,
And then it was bought by me was insane. Like I knew it was coming. Like I knew this was her house.
yeah,
I was like, oh,
yep,
but if
yep,
you knew Taylor Swift lore, like this is, you know, easy common knowledge.
The minute they said Holiday House,
Yeah.
like at the very first, they named it Holiday House. I was
But-
like, wait.
But then when and then it was bought by me, and you hear the little smirk in the smile,
Exactly.
and I was gooped and gagged.
I know.
Flabbers were gasping.
Especially because it comes like the setup of free of women with madness. Like she immediately goes like, everybody thought it was gonna be so quiet forever, and men and their bad habits. So you can see Taylor aligning herself with mad women.
Yes.
Who brings a lot of terrible men. With her, and a lot of like baggage.
And then the way she sings so freely at the end of the song, she goes up the octave and she goes, I had a marvelous time. Like she's like embracing the loudness. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a song.
You can like feel her being like communing with Rebecca Harkness's spirit, and she does it on the stage when she goes, and then it was bought by me, and her and the dancer portraying Rebecca share a look, and it's like it was a passing of the crown that happened in the song. I'm kind of getting chills because
I just got shivers.
Mind you, this isn't even the best song on Folklore. That's
it's up there. I'm not gonna lie, it's up there. Okay, that granted, I love. We'll get into Folklore, but yeah, it is so good. It is so good. Like I said, the critics, they love this song so much. Yeah. Like if you go to the Wikipedia and just look at how many of the critical magazines, whatever, newspaper reviews, they love this song.
Yeah, and there's a reason. Like she literally took her pen and was like, I am going to tell you guys a history lesson. Sit down by the fire, because that's exactly what it was. Like it is folklore. Like that's probably that is one of the reasons she picked this song. Like she didn't pick Cardigan because she's kind of like, I've kind of showed them that I can do Cardigan with my other songs, but look at what else I can do. I can tell you a story and like make you get caught in the literary world. We would call this like the fictional dream, like pull you in, and you can taste the salt air of the Rhode Island coast. You can see this party like jumping, and like the dyed green dog. Like there are diction choices in this that we will get into when we get to Folklore in whenever we hit there, right? But
oh my gosh. I really thought this episode was only going to be 30 minutes long, and we have 2 more songs to go. But we have arrived at Midnights and Antihero, our baby. We have talked a little bit about this song before, but she is incredible. So we're going to talk about her again.
Let's talk about our daughter. Let me tell you something about Antihero. The choice to make this the single. Taylor was not expecting Antihero to do what it did. I think a lot of people were missing her anyway. They were like, we miss you, Taylor. Give us a big pop banger. And it's like this down tempo, but also like so infectiously catchy. Like how do you get a mega hit song with covert narcissism I disguise as altruism as a line? How do you do?
I will say the rappers were gooped and gagged at this song. They were like, Taylor has flow, in case you didn't know.
I mean, I've said it before, like Taylor is in a lineage of hip hop that if I had more time in the day, I would write an essay on. But I do not have enough time. But no, she has a hip hop lineage that is there. Like there's the connection between hip hop and country, and all of that like comes back to them. The roots in like Blackness, Happy Black History Month, obviously. Like she has roots there, and she's aware of these roots. Is the funny part. Like she knows,
and I will say, like, there are a lot of hip hop songs that talk about the price of fame, and this is what she's realized coming out of the pandemic and being bigger than ever. She's in the middle of the re-records. And she, in hindsight, we know she was going through a lot in the 2020s where she's just like, man, my life sucks.
And it's like, this song is like utterly like self-loathing, and it's like so much like self-flagellation. And it also is like there is that joke, the super misogynistic joke of like, Taylor's always writing breakup songs. Is she ever going to admit that, like, the one common thread is her? Like, is she ever going to admit that she's the problem? Maybe you're the problem, Taylor. Have you ever thought of that? And she's like, actually, I have thought of that, and it keeps me up at night.
Yeah, she's
Like,
like,
I think you guys should know.
actually, I've been thinking that ever since I was a child, and now I will sing it out to the world with such a catchy chorus. It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me, which is crazy to say about yourself to the world
Mhm,
in a
mhm.
single.
And to have everyone sing it back to you every night.
Yeah, yeah.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. To me, at tea time, everybody agrees. Like, she's like, I need you guys to understand. I'm aware of this. You're aware of this. This is like blank space, but instead of being like, haha, wink, nudge, nudge, I can be in on the joke. She's like, yeah, actually, my life is a joke, and this is my reality, and I hate myself too. I hate myself more than you can. You don't even need to feel bad for me about it. Like, don't. I don't want you to. Like,
She
I'm
literally
rich.
said that in the Instagram behind the scenes. She's like you don't have to cry for me, like boo hoo. We're
And I'm
like,
like,
oh my
Taylor, I will
god.
cry for you. Like, I'm still gonna pray for you, even though you say I don't have to. I pray for you every night. But no, like, there is, first of all, who opens up a song with "I have this thing where I get older but just never wiser"?
Oof, oof. That is midnights become my afternoons, and her depression works the graveyard shift. Like, girl,
Yep.
let's get some self care. Let's
Yeah, I think, is this, no, keep going, keep going.
no, it's this idea of a person who is going through so much and they've come to the conclusion that nobody really likes them. She is a monster on a hill, who will never seem to go away, like some kind of crazy zombie. And even her future children will hate her.
Like, and it's like I think this is the first time ever on a song Taylor just outright came out with her depression diagnosis. She was like, "My depression works the graveyard shift, you guys. Like, it keeps me up."
Mm-hmm.
And then she immediately admits a fault. She's like, "Yeah, I'm older, but I'm never gonna have this wisdom. I'm up all night because I'm depressed, and every person who I've ever loved and left is staring at me in the room, and I have to be confronted with it
Yeah.
all the time." And that is the thesis of Midnights, by the way. This is why it won album of the year. Like,
Yeah.
the thesis of Midnights is in the first verse. All the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. Anyway.
And they're judging her and they're watching her. And that's the thing about ghosts is that they haunt you, but they're not really there. And that's
Mhm.
what's happened to her is they're haunting her, but that's because they've left. And that's her fear is that
Mhm.
one day I'll watch as you're leaving and life will lose all its meaning, right? That she genuinely believes that she is alone, but also that she deserves to be alone, which
Mhm.
again is a terrible thought for any human to have, TBH.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that and it's all her fault.
Yeah, and she is mocking her own self on the song. She's like, "I should not be left to my own devices. They come with crisis and vices, and then I end up in crisis." And you hear in the background, "Tale as old as time." Everybody does that. We don't, like, "Tale as old as time." It's her mocking her own self for being like, "Yeah, you're sad, but you're rich. Look at your bank account." Like,
Yeah, your everything you do is performative. Like, what do you mean you're disguising your covert narcissism and altruism? That there's no escape for her because everything she's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't.
yep. And she's like a congressman, like, nothing you do. And again, tale as old as time. Of course, we've seen people like you. So yeah, it's fine. And she's like, talks about her nightmare of everybody leaving her. Like, I'll watch as you're leaving, and life is gonna lose all its meaning for the last time because it's lost its meaning before. Like,
Yeah. And I think the way she ends the course, it must be exhausting always rooting for the anti-hero, is so sad. She's like, "You guys are going to leave too, fans." Like,
yeah, like, you're
it must be
exhausted.
exhausting being like trying to see the bright side in everything I do because I'm actually a bad person.
Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And like, the word choice, like, lurching, pierce
Ugh.
through the heart, covert narcissism, like, outro, like, I knew this song should have won Song of the Year and was on an album of the year album when she goes, I feel like everybody is a sexy baby and I'm a monster on the hill, because if you get it, you get it.
You get it.
Like who like you put sexy baby on a thing, everybody like lost their minds. Like, what does she mean by that? And I'm like, guys, come on.
It's not that hard.
It's
I will
it's it's
say,
really
before we go too much farther, this is a Jack Antonoff produced song, very obviously, with the synths. And wow, he produced the heck out of this song. Like, she and him had a vision, and they got it, right? It's this, she's up in the middle of the night, she is not well, and she's just trying to dance through it.
like it's literally, I'll stare directly at the sun but never in the mirror. She's like, I will hurt myself looking at the sun, but it would hurt worse to look directly at me. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, please, it's just not gonna happen.
Mhm.
Because and like the act of one of her nightmares being that her children will only love her for money, so she's never going to leave them anything, and that she's going to hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. The fact that she felt so utterly alone and that no one could understand her shows at like what kind of mental state, non-clinical
yeah,
way, but in just like a, oh, like to feel that utterly alone and then be able to express it so well in a song.
yeah,
It's brave and fantastic.
yeah. And she thought everybody was just putting up with her. Like, that's what it gives. Like, you'll be exhausted, because you have to do so much heavy lifting putting up with me, who is terrible, and I know I'm terrible because I'm the problem. Like, everybody knows this. You
Yeah,
know this. And it's almost like in The Archer, when she's like, "You'll see right through me. Do you see right through me? Who could stay?"
yeah.
And she's like, "Actually, let's put this on a beat and let's just let's dance to it." I'm having substance abuse problems, by the
I mean, again, the critics loved this song.
way.
They thought that the vulnerability was insane, and yet at the same time, the production and the delivery was incredible. Yeah, we're not going to go too much more into the song because we do have an episode on it, so you can go ahead and listen to it.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, what a song! What a music video, also.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. And you can see why she picked this song for them, because this is like the first song that is not shrouded with like, oh, this is just fictional, where she's like, yeah, I'm kind of losing my mind being Taylor Swift TM, and
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
another
tell
take on
everybody.
on her fame.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
All right. The last but not least, All Too Well,
Never leave.
10-minute version. And this song was a
Do, do,
was a myth.
do.
It had within the fandom, this song was breathed new life because of the re-recording process, and wow, she played it as like one of the climaxes. I know you're technically only supposed to have one climax in a story, whatever, but in the Era Tour had multiple climaxes, and this was like the first big one in the original tour where it led up to this big moment. Her guitar on a stage, 70,000 people scream singing, um, fuck the patriarchy.
Listen, let me tell you. When I knew we were getting all two ultimate version, because she was like, there may even be a 10-minute version of a song on here. Everybody knew, because it was like this thing where she once joked, she's like, I don't know, the CD's in a drawer somewhere. I don't know. You guys are never gonna get that. And obviously it's on here for obvious reasons. It's probably one of her favorite songs she's ever put out. She loves this song. It kind of healed her relationship with Red.
Oh yeah,
She had such a complicated relationship with Red, and I remember her playing All Too Well, and then later being like, you guys changed playing All Too Well for me. It made me very sad to have it, and now it's like I think about performing it with you all. And at the Eras tour, when she's like, do you have 10 minutes to spare, and she plays that, and you have the collective feeling of everybody singing these songs, and like it is this like moment of release that happens, and it's like this song is like, oh my god, this is the power of music. Like, wait,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
why. For
yeah.
10 minutes that don't feel like 10
It
minutes,
doesn't.
you are entranced in the story.
Yeah. So the original one was track 5 of Red. She produced by Nathan Chapman, a very guitar-driven song. The 10-minute version is, okay, let's look. It was produced, sorry. Songwriters are Taylor Swift and Liz Rose. Liz Rose was a
Mhm.
very famous country songwriter who helped edit. Basically, she said she was an editor. She didn't really write. She just helped Taylor to pick the best lines, and did
Mhm.
the same for this song, "All Too Well." And the 10-minute version, I don't think Liz was directly involved in it, but she still gets credit. And then the producers for this one were Taylor and Jack. Aaron Dessner did produce the Sad Girl Autumn version, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
also phenomenal.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, so the guitars in the 10-minute version are not as in the front of the mix. We have a lot more synths and keyboards, which very Jack. And I do think it works to propel the song, actually, especially
Mhm.
as the song
Mhm.
just gets bigger and she that the
She keeps going, and another thing, and
exactly,
another
like,
thing,
yeah,
and another thing.
which we love about her, and it adds that additional weight because even when she's like, like where she feels like she's getting, I'm a soldier who's returning half her weight, like, yes, but the song is so heavy. Like,
Exactly, especially because like you start listening to it, right, and you get to you're listening to it, and you're listening to the parts you've known and you've always known, and you told me about your past, thinking your future was me, and I'm like, and I remember listening to him like, okay, what is? I felt a change in the music, and it immediately goes, and you were tossing me the car keys.
yeah, and we're like,
And
whoa.
it's like, whoa, whoa, you're making her drive. And it's like she's painting a picture of like tossing me the car keys. She didn't catch it because the fuck the patriarchy keychain on the ground.
Yeah. And I actually remember being like, why didn't you hand her the keys like a normal human being, sir?
Exactly. Like, and why is she driving? And there's this visual of like he has a fuck the patriarchy keychain and he's letting the woman drive. And but then you're also like, oh wait, but she's also way younger than him, which she will come back to. But it's like she's creating power dynamics in the song.
From right there, which is crazy. So I think one of the geniuses of All Too Well is that you know from the first line that it's not going to end well. Because I walked through the door with you, the air was cold, but something about it felt like home somehow. But girl, the house was cold. Get out. Like,
Yep, yep,
there's that
yep.
little hint, and that's the
It was in
same.
a warm house.
It wasn't a
It
warm
wasn't.
house, right? You're supposed to be inviting, but instead she's like, "Oh, it feels like home. Like, it's fine." And same thing here,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's so cool, isn't it cool?" He's like letting me drive, and he's like tossing me the keys, like, we're so casual, and it's so cool. No, it's
Yep.
casually cruel,
Yep.
actually.
Yep. Yep. And then it's like she starts in the beginning where she paints a picture of just how young she was. But if you look at that one line where she's like, "Your sweet disposition and my wide-eyed gaze," you think they're on the same level. Like he's sweet and she's wide-eyed, and and like she's like, there's a photo album and your cheeks are turning red, like you're embarrassed because look at you with your little glasses and you were just so small. And she's like, your mother's telling stories about you on the t-ball team, you're telling me about your past. Like it's kind of putting them on the same level. You think they're on the same level, and then like we get the fuck the patriarchy, right? And then it keeps going where you realize, oh, the power dynamic is being built. Anytime now he's gonna say it's love, you never called it what it was. So it's like, oh. And I think we realized he was older right around like it takes a while because she's like building up to it.
Yep.
Because like you don't realize the age difference until every time you double cross. Oh, right. It literally doesn't happen until they say all's well that ends well, but I'm in a new hell. Every time you double cross my mind, you said if we had been closer in age, maybe it would have been fine. And that made me want to die. The immediate like gut punch of, oh, they were on different, like, oh, there's an age gap here.
Yeah, yeah, and that's something that was glossed over, obviously, in All Too Well 5-minute version.
Mm.
Excuse me, but now when you look back on it, you're like, oh, like when you said maybe we got lost in translation, maybe I asked for too much, maybe this thing was a masterpiece till you tore it all up. Like, you see it in a new light, right?
Mm.
I think the easy trap for a song to just get longer is to just rehash the same things and to say it again. But here you get levels of the pain and the context, and it gives it a new shade, a new hue of red, you might say.
Literally a new hue of, some may even call it maroon, where she's like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
lot deeper than I remember it because I'm older now. And you do get this you get you get to experience a narrator who, because even on the re-recording, you have the small all too well, and she's like singing it like she did, but with long all too well, you get a narrator who has the benefit of distance and
Oh yeah.
hindsight to say, oh, that was kind of effed up to
Mm-hmm.
say that to me. Why would
Mm-hmm.
you say that to me? And then this song also gives us more information about the moment I knew.
Yes,
Like
the moment I knew, one of the bonus deluxe red deluxe tracks,
yeah.
where she gets left, or she gets ghosted basically by her boyfriend on her birthday, 21st birthday.
Yep. And that's and then that also recontextualizes 22. 22 was never a big age to turn until Taylor wrote the song 22. Because
Her 21st
it
was
was
so
like,
bad.
yeah, and it was like everyone, like in American culture at least, you turn 21, you're allowed to drink. And that's like 18 you're an adult, but 21 signifies adulthood because you can go and buy alcohol
Mm-hmm.
and you can go into casinos, at least in Louisiana, right? You can't do that at 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when someone turns 21, it's like supposed to be this big deal. And in this song, she gets her dad being like, it's supposed to be fun turning 21. Why are you staring at this front door?
Yeah.
Willing you to come. And then you immediately are like, that's why 22 was such a big deal for
Yep.
her and her friends, and they were just going to party and forget about their exes because 21 was so awful and horrible.
Yep. And the last section of the song, right? I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age, was crazy.
Literally getting, it was punch after
I
punch.
was
Oh my god.
gasping. And then when your Brooklyn broke my skin and bones, where she's tying this back to um, now a place. They're not in driving in these country roads anymore, getting lost upstate. They are no in the city, and you broke me here. And this is like
Mhm.
her really just like jabbing her finger into his chest, like,
Yep.
and
I'm
then
a soldier who's returning half her weight is such a good line.
such a good line.
Like, she's like, I've been beaten up by you, and guess what? I'm here. And then she has questions. She has questions for him. Like, did the twin flame bruise paint you blue?
Oof.
Which is like, this is the Red album, and she's like, are you blue because of just how like hot we were together? Like, are you hurting from this?
Yep.
Just between it, did the love affair maim you too?
Yeah.
Did it? Oh, she needs to know. She needs to know.
And one of my favorite vocal performances from Taylor of all time is, I still remember the first fall of snow and how it glistened as it
Listen, Dad,
fell.
I remember it all too well.
Oh
And
my
then we
god.
get one of the most beautiful outros from her
Yeah.
because she's asking the same questions and she's letting us linger in the moment. Like the point of the repetition, we're lingering in
Mm-hmm.
this memory.
Yeah.
And for Taylor, who we know as an artist is haunted by memory and hunted by memory all the time, this is a song where she sits and lingers in the memories
Yeah.
and pressing on the bruise,
Yeah.
like trying to figure it out. And again, she ties all of it to like really physical things. The red scarf. She
Well,
like
it's not. We don't know if it's red, but the scarf.
we call it red because it's on the album Red, but the scarf. It never actually says red scarf. Um, like there's just it's just so good. It's
It's
just so good.
yeah, and
But you keep my old scarf.
yep. It's yeah. So we already have all too well 5 minute versions has this perfectly crafted thing. Yeah, where you have you keep my old scarf from that very first week, right? We have the callbacks, uh, and things like that. And I think that the even in the 10 minute version we have the callbacks, like the air was cold, and then at the end, like in the city's barren cold, like she's able to
Mm-hmm.
craft a song where these callbacks, which you might not realize right away, tell your brain, oh, this is one cohesive story versus word vomit. She's
Mm-hmm.
planned
Mm-hmm.
all the details perfectly. And I know there are some people who are like, oh, was this really the original 10 minute version? I personally don't think so. I think she might have brushed it up and cleaned it up, just like I think any poet would, right? If they're like, oh, like I found this old poet in my drawer, let me look at it. Oh, wow, I liked a lot of it. Maybe I'm gonna spruce up some things here and there. But do
Yeah.
I think a good proportion of it, a majority of it, was written earlier, or had at least she had like scraps of thoughts written down in a notes app or notebook? I think so.
Yeah, and we like know she does this because with the re-recording of Fearless, she gave us when she first came up with Casually Cruel,
Yes.
Mr. Casually Cruel, and then she was like, "Wait a minute, Casually Cruel in the name of being honest."
Yeah. Well, that
And
wasn't the original 5 minute version, but yes, I know. I see what you're saying. Like she's
She's
always
like, she basically like has these lines that have like existed, right?
yes.
And so she's like, "Hey, I first came up with Casually Cruel, which is in the original 2L, way back when I was like 16."
Mm-hmm.
And then here, she's like, "Look at this. Look at all the things that I can do. Look what I can do with a song." And it's very interesting because I think I would not be shocked to find out like everything but the I'll get older but your lovers stay my age. And she's like, we really get that whole outro from there is the older reflection
Like
and being able
more
to add that.
recently written, you mean?
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
last. Yeah, I agree too. I think if anything is new, it would be that last verse before the outro. Because
And I think, yeah, no, keep going.
no, because she has that hindsight.
Yeah, and I think it's important because it distinguishes the 10-minute version from the 5-minute version because she's like, I can look back with hindsight. And it's almost like the only song, if she was going to replace this one with, I think she could replace it with Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, because they both have an older Taylor looking back with hindsight. If we were to not have all two, but there was never going to be an option to not have all two.
Oh yeah, I will say.
Always gonna be.
I think all these songs. I know a lot of people are like she should have put like Chloe and Sophia and Marcus. She should have put all these like songs. I was like, guys, it also has to be commercially successful songs because these are the songs that they're going to put on the stage. When she's coming up to accept the award. Like even when I was watching the other on Good Morning America, the other nominees where they would share like, oh, these are the songs they wrote. Like they put their most famous songs for a reason, right? It's for the general audience, but also all these songwriters. They have it helps to be like, oh yeah, that song, right? Like it does not help to, as much as you love Cowboy Like Me, it wasn't going to be one of the top 5.
Yeah, and I think Love Story here, if we were to like zoom out and say she had to wait years, would have been replaced with The Fate of Ophelia. She didn't need to wait years though, because she's a first ballot Hall of Famer, the youngest woman ever.
I don't think she would replace Love Story though. I think because it's
but I'm saying like that functions the same way as Love Story.
Oh yeah.
Like we have to think about the functions of each of these songs, and we kind of like went through for why.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If we had to replace like each of them again, I think functionally she could replace All Too Well with Would Have, Could Have, Should Have. If we're looking at songs that are like, I'm looking back at memory. Would Have, Could Have, Should Have wasn't a hit, so it wouldn't have worked, and she never would have picked it. But I think she could do that there. I'm trying to think. What do you think functionally she could have replaced The Last Great American Dynasty with?
Like a really good storytelling song.
Yeah, like
Ivy?
No Body, No Crime, Ivy. It's like functionally like they exist for why? They exist for a reason, right? So that's why they were chosen. And again, I'm like, all these songs, and the crazy thing is all these songs aren't even the best songs on the albums that they're on. That's the crazy part.
Arguable.
Okay, Hannah. Hannah is a folklore.
No. I wouldn't put The Last Great American Dynasty as first anyway. I'm just saying I think All Too Well 10-minute version. There's a reason why we all say we don't count that because like it's not fair.
It doesn't count.
Yeah. No. So I agree. They're not necessarily the best songs on each album, but they are undeniably hits. And the Songwriter Hall of Fame is not best song on each album. Songwriter, right? It's what is your best song.
Yeah, but it's also when I say they're not even the best song of each album, I'm saying it in the same way I say that 1989 is not even close to her best album. It's the bottom of my rankings. That's how much I like admire her discography. If I tell you 1989 is not even her best album, and it's a perfect album.
Yeah, no, that's saying something. I wouldn't
Like,
agree with you, but that is saying something.
I know you wouldn't agree with me. I know you wouldn't agree with me. I hate to break it to everyone listening to us, but Debut is a better album to me than 1989. But we can't get into that. We'll get into that when she releases
Debut
Debut
TV.
Taylor's
I'm
version
very
for
excited.
her 20th anniversary, which is a crazy thing to think about.
Wow.
Some of our listeners are younger than Taylor's career,
Oh,
low key, I bet.
don't say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that's a great place to end this, is to remember that she has been a crazy, incredibly prolific and talented and successful artist for 20 plus years now. And we are so excited to celebrate. I think she's getting inducted later this spring. And yeah, we are planning to be back with Evermore, Tolerate It, next week, unless she drops an album. I don't know.
Unless something
It's possible.
crazy happens.
Eh,
And if you're listening, what songs do you guys think could have been like good options to
yeah.
show some range?
And if you're just like, these are like, fuck the critics, these are the top 5. I don't care if they're like deep cuts. Like, we would love to see them. And oh, emoji. What
Ooh.
emoji should we do?
Hmm.
You know, you can do a hand emoji because it has 5 fingers.
Yeah.
And it's like giving us a
Yeah.
high five. Woo!
What's a high five?
Give us a high
Yeah.
five. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back. Bye.
Bye.